Hi everyone, welcome to the next video in this responsive navbar tutorial series. In this one, I will show you how to style the desktop version of our site so that it looks like this. Again, I will copy some of the code and paste it just to keep this video short. And I'll explain anything that is relevant. I also have the complete code linked below in my GitHub and CodePen. To begin, I will add a media query. This basically says, apply the styling will add whenever the screen size is at least 1024 pixels wide. I will begin by resetting some of the position we added to the mobile version, and I will add that to the header nav and the header nav links. I will just apply position static. This will remove the position absolute and relative from the header nav and the links. Then I will start by styling the header. So I gave some styling to the header. It should be 50 pixels high and the display is now grid. For the grid, I defined two columns. The first one should be 200 pixels wide and the second one can be as wide as there is space. The content I want to justify by having space between, and the item should be aligned center. I also gave it a position of fixed so that it always stays on top of the page. I don't want any of the other elements to ever cover it, so I gave it a Z index of 100. I defined the line height as 50 pixels to ensure that text is vertically centered. Then I also applied a display inline block to the nav flex element. Originally the display was flex, but now I'm removing that, and I'm also giving the span a bit of styling. I'm just making it bolder and I'm giving it a left margin. The burger icon I no longer want to be visible, so I'm just going to apply display none to it. To continue, I also applied some styling to the header nav, which has the links. I gave it the width of auto and the height of 100%, so basically the height will be 50 pixels. I'm using display flex to position them next to each other, and the background color should be transparent. The unordered list, which is positioned directly under the header nav, should have a margin of 0, no border, and a height of 100%. Then the links which are positioned directly under the first unordered list should have a width of 150 pixels, a display of inline block, a height of 100%, a padding of 0, no border, and the text should be aligned to the center. So each of the links will be 150 pixels wide. If we hover over any of these, the background color should be a dark color, which is lighter than the background, so I'm just giving it the D2 color here. I'm also applying some focus rules, so whenever I'm tabbing or focusing on any of the lists, the background color should be white, and the text color should change to a darker color. I want to remove the outline, so I'm going to use outline none here. So the next part will focus on the styling that will ensure that whenever I hover over about or services, the drop-down will appear below it. For this, I am giving the class header nav button the position relative. I'm also giving it the property cursor, and I'm giving it the value pointer so that anytime I hover over it, my cursor changes to being a pointer. I am changing the class height. Now I am giving it a position of absolute, and it should start right below the header. I'm giving it the display block and the width of 150 pixels so that it is as wide as the list items in the navigation bar. With header nav button hover.height, I am basically saying whenever I am hovering over any of the header nav buttons, the height of the hide unordered list should become as wide as needs to be, so the content should stretch out. The opacity should change from 0 to 1, and again the transition, I'll leave it so that it's smooth and not immediate. Then I'm just giving each link a padding of 0, and whenever I hover over the links, the background color should change to the D2 color. So if we save this and have a look at the page, it does not look as it should be. So I made a mistake somewhere, and I remember that I have set up the markup for the home list item incorrectly. So I want to go back and change that. So I pasted the text incorrectly. It's not within the link, but it's between the list item and the link. So I'll just add that here instead. So if we look at it now, it is correct. If we hover over About or Services, the drop-down appears. However, in About, sustainability is reaching into the site title. So I'm just going to change the welcome section a little bit. So we originally positioned the div 30% from the top. I'm going to move it slightly lower by using top 40%. And now if I hover over it, it's right above the site title. Next, I want to add an active class. This class will indicate which page the visitor is currently on. So we are currently on the home page, and I will add this active class to the home link. Now, if you had an HTML file, for example, for the FAQ page, you would remove the class is active from the home link and instead add it to the FAQs. This way, anytime you are on the FAQs, the underline will show under FAQs. If you're on the home page, it will show under home. So you always have to add the class to the link that your page currently is on. If we have a look at the site now, you can see there is a blue underline under home. Next, I only want to style the page a little bit, so I'm copy pasting in that information. So here I just gave some hover and focus effects to the links so that when I hover over it, it turns blue, and if I tab over it, the text becomes orange and there is an orange outline. So this is it for the desktop styling. In the next and final video, I will show you how to change the color of this navigation from being see-through to orange so that it's visible even if you scroll down. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe and have a good day.